Hello YouTube, it's me again. I hope this is my last video on this topic. I call it bitches, hoes, and tricks. And the reason for that, this is not the language I use every day. I generally refrain from using profanity. But I'm going to use it because I want to make a point. When we, in our attempt to demonstrate our frustration with black women primarily, we call them bitches and we call them whores and hoes. And here's the thing, fellas, it doesn't affect them. And it doesn't affect them because they know they're bitches, they know they're hoes, they know they're whores, they know their tricks. They know it. They accept this about themselves. So the way you perceive them doesn't mean anything. Their response to that is, so they don't care. Feminism has taught them that it's their right to be those things. And they embrace it militantly. They don't just internalize the concept and say, well, that's an option. No, that's the path. That's what they do. And they sow seeds of destruction everywhere they go, living that lifestyle. Just imagine you're a guy trying to have a relationship with a woman that feels that way. Well, you're going to be betrayed, and not just once, but often. And whatever it does to you negatively doesn't mean anything to her. She thinks you should be wise enough to know that she's going to do what she's going to do. And she's right in that respect. You should. You should know that these women in this culture have very, very little value. They have very, very little value. But there are a couple of things that you're doing to contribute to this. I've said this in previous videos. Some of you guys are too thirsty. You want it, no matter what, and you don't know how to back off. You don't know how to just say, you know what? The principle at stake is more important than the level of satisfaction that I can derive from her. I mean, and quite honestly, with most of these women, you're going to save yourself an STD. You're going to save yourself money, because you don't have to take her anywhere if you don't try to sleep with her. And aggravation. They don't listen to you. All they do is argue. You can't have a conversation. You get frustrated because you're expecting more, but you're an idiot because you shouldn't expect more because you've never gotten more. They've never given you more. They've never given you any reason to believe that they're going to give you more. So you don't have any real reason to be frustrated. They are what they are. What I'm proposing is what other brothers have proposed. Leave them alone. It's time to leave them alone. It's time to leave them alone. If you can't control your sexual drive, then go pursue women from other nations. And I normally wouldn't tell a brother to do that, but I'm gonna have to. Now they can be black. They can be from Brazil. They can be from Africa. But you can't do that with these North American, United States, and Canadian black women. They are trifling, they're a mess, and they don't care. You can call them whatever you want to call them. It doesn't affect them. You can cry to demonstrate your passion of how much you care about them, and it will mean nothing. They will laugh at you, they will call you weak, and they will figure out, well, what else can I do to take advantage of this chump? And that's the reality of it. You know, I had this troll who came to one of my videos, and she just kept coming at me, tried to convince me she was a man. But you know how it is. Any person who has to convince you that they are a man is not a man. And you know, their icon gave them away, and their emotionalism. And this is one of the videos where I didn't say anything really bad. I just broke down why trying to get a black woman's approval is fruitless. And I didn't say anything. I didn't call him any names. I didn't say anything that wasn't true. In fact, I think her anger was based on the fact that it was really true, and that she was probably guilty of all the things that I claim that black women do in that situation. So what I want to say is this: we got to get serious about leaving them alone. We've got to move on. I mean, one of my first videos, and I think I'm close to 80 videos now, was about boycotting black women. And then I violated my own code by having, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 additional videos talking about black women. And the fact of the matter is, we need to stop talking about it. There's plenty of material. If they actually want to do any self-critical evaluation, there's plenty of material for them to review over YouTube. I mean, it's all there. Many different opinions. And I can tell you this: they won't pursue it, only to leave negative comments. If they do, they have no interest in improving themselves. And for that reason, there's no, you have no motivation to bother with them. They don't want to be better. And the only reason we're talking about this in 2016 is because the previous 30 years, black men were being introspective, trying to ascertain if black women had a point when they were criticizing us on the Jerry Springer show, and on Montel, and on Ricky Lake, and on Oprah, and Phil Donahue, and all these shows where they were telling the whole world we weren't anything, that we were crap. And most of us, we were so shocked by it that we listened to what they had to say, and we looked at ourselves and said, is that true? And we thought of our friends that it may be true about, and we thought about our friends that we knew that it wasn't true about, and we kept thinking that there's no way they would do this if there weren't some truth to it. And so we continued pondering and pondering, and then in the 21st century, we finally woke up and said, you know what, they're full of crap. They're doing this because they are on some feminist crap, and they have long since abandoned our community, and we've been really slow picking up on their dysfunction. So we started telling brothers the truth. They didn't like hearing the truth, and they still don't like hearing the truth. So forget them. It's time to move on, guys. It's time to move on.